Infinite number of times, we as parents have to face lot of tantrums from our little ones in private and public places. In both these situations, we either end up bending down our knees and giving them something that we don't wish to have them, or either there is a little bit or maybe a lot of crying and yelling. Both situations are chaotic, and so today's video is about few changes in ourselves as parents that we can do so that this communication with our little ones becomes better. These are few changes in our language that we can try, and the situations will be in control most of the times. Remember, it's most of the times and not 100% of the times. So, this is Lavina. Welcome to my channel, and let's get directly into the topic. The first one is never say a no. It is easier said than done. The ideal situation here is that we should be using only and only positive sentences with our little ones. So, there should not be any usage of no and do not and cannot and so on. But didn't I just use a negative sentence? So yes, this is not possible 100% of the times, but it definitely makes us aware when we speak to our little one, and we can take the effort of talking to them positively. And so, even if it is achieved 50% of the times, it makes a huge difference. I will be sharing with you real life situations that has come up in front of me to explain this point a little better. Imagine a situation wherein you're visiting a toy store with your little one. Obviously, he will be mesmerized to see the entire setup so much that he would want all the toys maybe in a single day. And we most of the times end up pulling them back in place, or either telling them we can't have all of them, do not touch it, you can either have a single one, and so on. So here maybe we can develop a small habit of maintaining a wish list with them, wherein they can write every item that they want, anything, a pen, pencil or a toy or a game, anything in that wish list. And sit with that wish list at regular intervals with them to strike off the things that he has already got and which she can buy the next day when you visit the toy store. This planning of few minutes can definitely be very helpful. And you can also tell them that they can buy any one item from the toy store and strike off that thing from the wish list. The remaining items he or she can buy one by one next time when they visit the same place. Do carry that wish list with yourself, either in his pocket or in your purse, wherever it's feasible. This way, they develop a trust that yes, Mama is going to buy me something whenever I go next to that place, so one thing is also okay for today. Please do remember that this will not happen in a single attempt. It will take few attempts to actually make him or her trust in you. So yes, it will take a lot of patience from your side. But trust me, things will definitely be less chaotic. And it's just in case if you don't want him to buy like anything from the toy store, so maybe you can actually come down to his level and speak to him eye to eye, saying that, remember, we bought a toy yesterday itself. So you can first finish off playing with that toy, and the next time that we visit here, I will definitely buy you something. You can add that in your wish list. Today we are here to buy a gift for your little friend. I agree that they would not really do not cry at all, but maybe with a little bit of and everything for few seconds, they'll just accept the fact. Trust me, this happens. In fact, this habit also helps them realize that although even as an adult or even as a child, you want everything in this world, few things are just to let go and few things are to be just added in the wish list, and only a few things are fulfilled. And when you also sit with this wish list, you will also observe most of the times he will either forget about lot of these items or he will either lose interest in lot of them. The next situation is, once I actually got a full box of grapes for Ayan. He's my little one. So yes, he likes fruits, and I took out maybe around 10 or 12 grapes and gave it to him in a bowl. It was half kg and he insisted to having the entire box. And I kept on telling him, trying to explain him, saying that Ayan, you can only have 10 or 12. So first finish this, I will definitely give you the other time once you are over with this lot. But no, he wasn't ready to understand it at all that day. And to agree that I ended up maybe yelling a little bit and he ended up crying that day, and I really felt guilty about it. So I went ahead and actually shared this entire incident with my mom, and she told me that I was at fault. Maybe I should have just given him that full entire box of grapes and sat there along with a game that he likes the most. And once he's engrossed in playing that game, I can take the bunch of grapes and hide it behind me in a container. This way, keep repeating and until the box has only 10 or 12 grapes in it, or maybe 15 grapes. How do I realize that I have to do that? How does it even click me? That was my point. But something that is already done cannot be changed. But this solution definitely helped me the next time same situation occurred. And trust me, this situation occurred in front of me almost more than 20 times, and every time this solution works for me. It still works for me. Because still when Ayan comes along with me to any shopping mart, he goes so mesmerized that he wants biscuits and he wants bread, and I allow him to keep everything in the trolley that he wants. And while he is actually searching for other items, I take one by one and start removing it. So yes, sometimes talking to our elders, sometimes sharing our incidents to some person who is more positive in your life also gives us solution. This was one solution that might also have helped you. So sometimes talking to our elders also helps us to give a solution. And here I would just like to say that just in case if some such situation arises where actually a little bit of shouting and yelling happens, it is okay, we do feel guilty, but at least we can prepare ourselves by thinking of a solution if a same situation arises next. Yes, being a parent is always about thinking what is going to come next and being prepared on our toes. Imagine a situation wherein your little one is actually insisting you to let him go to play in the rain. He wishes to get wet in the rain. So we end up mostly saying that no, you can't go in the rain because you will get wet. It's raining outside, understand me. But rather than saying that, we can always tell them that, you know Ayan, I am very afraid that you will fall sick if you get wet in the rain. So why don't we both go down and let's take your umbrella, or either you can wear your raincoat. This way you give them an option, and plus you use a little positive sentence. Instead of do not, we can say I am afraid. So yes, this helps them to feel a little free along with a limited set boundary. The next is that you can always offer them a choice. So how? Again, consider the same situation where we actually visited a toy store. So we always tell them that they can only buy one game. But out of so many games, they mostly get confused. So maybe you can just take out two games and tell them that you will have to choose any one out of these two. So you take a call which one you want. The same goes with maybe storybooks or any dresses, or maybe what they really want to wear in the day. So always offer them choices and try keeping these choices to a limited set quantity. 2 is like the ideal, but if you can't make it 2, maybe 2 to 4. Don't go more than that because it will just cause a confusion in their mind. When it's 2 choices, they know that they have to either take one and give away one. so it's more easier. These were few of the real life situations that I have actually faced and felt that things have definitely got way far better with time. And so, even when we say that never say a no, and it seems to be a very unrealistic statement when it comes with kids, it is still possible, and with our effort, at least 50% of the times, by just offering them a choice, using few positive sentences whenever we are mindful or whenever we can, and maybe talking to our elders or maybe discussing with the person who brings a lot of positivity, and maybe the most important, to think about the solution that for the situation that happened today and I wasn't able to handle it, so how will I be able to handle it the next time it arises? And yes, it has always helped me. Maybe we can also discuss about these situations along with the solutions that we have in this comment section below, so that all the parents, including me, can be definitely very well prepared of something that might come with us in future. So these changes are definitely difficult but also definitely not impossible. I hope you try doing them and you will see a change after a lot of attempts though, but yes, you will definitely see a change. I have also made a similar kind of video of the habit changes that we can do in ourselves that can definitely also help to grow our child's mind, and the link is somewhere on the screen here. You can also go ahead and watch that video if you like this one. I hope you like hearing to me, and if you do, please do like, subscribe or comment in the comment section below, and you can also share it with your family and friends. Thank you. See you next Wednesday.